This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
An increasingly common type of heart failure occurs when the heart is pumping normally but doesn't fill with enough blood. As a result, patients experience shortness of breath and fatigue with physical exertion. So far, medications have been unsuccessful in treating this disorder. A new study examined whether weight loss, exercise, or a combination of the two would result in improvement for patients with this type of heart failure.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
These days, you can hardly keep up with Lenora Essick, but it wasn't always that way.
When I first started the study and I found out I was going to have to walk, I about had a panic attack. I was like, this is really not going to work for me.
She could barely do 4 laps without struggling for breath, but not now.
My last time around, I was up to 32 laps.
Lenora has an increasingly common type of heart failure. Although her heart pumps normally, it doesn't fill with enough blood because the lower chamber of the heart is too stiff.
This form of heart failure is the most common one in America. It's the fastest growing. However, despite all of our efforts, we've not found any medication treatments that improve the outcomes in patients with this disorder.
More than 80% of these patients are also overweight or obese.
About 5 years ago, we tested exercise for these patients and found that it improved their main symptom, which is exercise intolerance, or shortness of breath and fatigue with physical exertion.
Dr. Delane Kitzman from the Wake Forest School of Medicine and co-authors studied whether weight loss and exercise might help symptoms in a group of 100 patients with this form of heart failure. Patients were randomly assigned to a caloric-restricted diet, exercise training, or both.
With exercise, participants lost about 6.5 pounds of body weight. With diet, they lost more than twice as much. When we put diet and exercise together, they lost 22 pounds.
Dr. Kitzman says patients who were in the combination group also saw the most improvement in physical symptoms.
With a significant improvement in exercise tolerance with diet alone and with exercise alone. But when you added them together, you had a large improvement in exercise tolerance.
After 12 weeks of diet and exercise, Lenora is down 15.5 pounds.
I feel good all the time, and to me that's really important. My family's really, really active, and I don't want to be the one on the sidelines anymore. I'll be right there with them.
Catherine Dolf, The JAMA Report.
Study authors also found that diet alone appeared to show a larger improvement in quality of life for the participants than exercise alone.
The sexual assault case in Pennsylvania against Bill Cosby will go forward. A judge today ruled that there was no basis to grant relief requested by Cosby. The case in which a former Temple University employee accuses the TV star of assaulting her in his home in 2004 will continue. Cosby, who has not entered a plea, was charged December 30th with aggravated indecent assault against the woman who went to authorities in 2005.
Sheriff Sharon Wehrly spoke out at the Nye County Commissioners meeting yesterday about the killing of a mountain lion that was located in a neighborhood behind Walmart.
Actually, it started out as an animal call, so animal control responded. We were told that it was a wild animal, and so therefore we went out to the location. And the location was about 100 yards away from the backside of Walmart, and approximately 50 yards away from the school district office, maybe 25 yards away from the first actual home that people were actually living in. So we cordoned off the area, and animal control called the wildlife folks, and we had game wardens come in because we were informed with the game warden that they would tranquilize the animal and relocate it. And we didn't want to shoot the animal. I mean, that's an easy fix, but that's not what we wanted to do. And it wasn't bothering anyone. It was in its little weeded area hiding from us. But that's not what happened. The lieutenant for the game wardens decided that they were just going to shoot the animal. That they felt, because the animal didn't run, because there were so many people around it, that it was very civilized and therefore it was a threat. So we waited 3 to 3.5 hours for them to show up. And when the fellow got there, the second guy got there, he got out of the vehicle with a firearm and he proceeded to shoot the animal.
Against your wishes?
What?
Was that against your wishes?
Yes.
Nye County Commissioner Dan Schinhofen addresses residents' concerns about the wells in our area at yesterday's meeting.
A neighbor of mine asked my daughter the other day if it was true that the county commissioners were going to make well owners pay for their well water. This is just getting out of hand. We need to have some kind of clarity here, folks. I'm going to say it again. All 5 of us are well owners. Nothing we have done limits any current well owner. There is no motion to meter any current wells. The items that were sent to the state engineer were for his opinion, for him to look at, not for his blessing, for him to change the law. It was for him to look at because we can't limit your wells. And if we did, we'd have to limit our own, and I'd have to limit 2 of my children too. So I hope somewhere out there that, some of the other side of the story is told. And if you reread what I wrote last week, you'll see that I did give facts, and I did quote certain items. But that'll be dealt with when we have when it comes to review the rapid infiltration basins. But keep in mind, we have rapid infiltration basins working all over this county. We have them also in Pahrump already. So I guess that's my comments for now. Let's all try to be on the same page and actually solve the problems. Let's not keep telling people stuff to scare them so they'll come in and yell at us about things we're not doing. We're not limiting current well owners. We're not limiting future well owners because we don't have the authority to do so. Those are my comments for today. Thank you.
All right, as we head into this break, we ask, how well do you know KPVM-TV? We'll be right back.
Do you know KPVM? When did KPVM launch? A, 2003, B, 1984, C, 1997, or D, 2010? We'll be back with the answer right after this.